Hampi-Vijayanagara was the world's largest, richest city after Beijing and India's richest city during 1500 CE. And I recently completed a wonderful trip to Hampi, and I thought of I'll create a video and share a trip plan with my audience along with a customized 2-day itinerary, so that whenever you are going to Hampi, it will be very beneficial for you. So Hampi is not just about visiting a few world UNESCO World Heritage site and cherish about it. Instead, it's about knowing the bravery, the greatness of the Vijaynagar Empire and the history behind each and every UNESCO World Heritage sites, and how it was destroyed by Muslim sultanates in 1565. Virtually every stone in Hampi has a story to tell, and in this video, I'm going to share with you the history behind most of the monuments of Hampi. Along with that, I'm going to share with you the modes of transportation, the fooding and lodging, best time to visit, about the budget, and how can you completely plan your trip to Hampi. So, guys, let's get started. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do it so, and then just let's get started. Hampi was ruled by Vijayanagar Emperor, which used to be called as Karnataka Kingdom, which covered most of the parts of southern region, that is Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and some parts of Goa and Maharashtra. So this everything was ruled by Vijayanagar Emperor. And you might have also heard about Kiskinda Nagari. So that is also there in Hampi. Kiskinda, as per Ramayana, Kiskinda Nagari is known to be like the kingdom of monkey, which was ruled by Bali. Apart from this, you might have heard Anjane Hill, which is the birthplace of Sri Hanumanji. Also, you might have heard about this Pampa Devi Tirtha Kshetra as per our Hindu Purans. So in those, so Pampa Devi is the Kul Devata today. Pampa Devi is the Kul Devata of Karnataka state. Apart from this, since this was the richest city of India during 1500 CE, so this was the business center for most of the travelers from Persia and Europe. So guys, Hampi was a very prosperous city. Currently, Hampi is famous for UNESCO World Heritage Group of Monuments. So altogether, there are more than 80 monuments which you can visit in Hampi. But in this video, I'm going to cover since it's a 2-day itinerary. So I'll be sharing all the important monuments which you need to cover while going Hampi. So the best time to visit Hampi is from October to March. So all the monuments have a history, so which is not possible to cover in this video. So I have created 2 separate videos about the the history of Hampi. So you can check that out. That you can find the video in the description, video link in the description. So let's get started about our places to visit and then all the other stuff. Now let's discuss about the different modes of travel. So Hampi, it's well connected by plane, train, car, and government buses as well. So the nearest airport is Bangalore Kempegowda International Airport. So from Kempegowda International Airport, from Bangalore Airport, it's around 350 kilometers. So private taxis, you can get private taxis from the international airport and then reach Hampi. So they charge around 6,000 rupees from Bangalore to Hampi. Similarly, you can go via train also. So the nearest station is the Hospet. So till Hospet, you can find trains, overnight trains from Bangalore, from Goa, and from Hyderabad. So it's well connected. Similarly, you can go via your personal car also. So if you are starting from Bangalore, the distance is around 350 kilometers from Bangalore. From Hubli, it's around 150 kilometers, and from Hospet, it's around 13 kilometers. So if you are starting from Bangalore, you can take it's a 6 hours of drive. You can take NH 48 and you can reach till Chitradurga, which is a 6-lane highway, so there are no issues. And then you can take that Nilmangala road, and then after Chitradurga, you have to take NH 50 and go towards Hospet. So NH 50 is again a 4-lane road. So you can easily cover this distance within 6 hours. So this is about the modes of travel, and also you can take KSRTC bus from Bangalore. So that's a daily bus. So so this connectivity is also there. So now let's go to our next section. So now let's discuss about the in route stop, because if you're starting from Bangalore, so it's a 350 kilometers as we discussed. So you are going to take 6 hours. So for that, like, if you start early from Bangalore, in that case, like, you can cover 120 kilometers, and then you can stop at this Kamdenu veg restaurant. I'll provide a link, so you can stop there for breakfast. After that, like, so you will cover 120 kilometers already. After that, you can, like, reach Chitradurga. You can take NS50, and there, like, you will not find more options. So there is one hotel called Jai Hind. So you can stop there for just for tea and like that. Now let's discuss about the accommodation at Hampi. So talking about accommodation, like, Hampi is a very costlier place. So during October to March, you can expect, like, at least the AC rooms are charging from, like, that is starting from 3,000 rupees. It's very costlier. And during off season, like, you can find it starting from 2,000 rupees. So from during season time, like, you can expect, like, the price will definitely start from 3,000 rupees, and it can vary up to like 8,000, 15,000, like that per night. Talking about the food, okay, so the food is also like very costlier there. And then, like, I would like, there is a Paradise restaurant, so where you can opt for, like, veg and non-veg food. Similarly, there is a completely veg restaurant also. So most of the people, or the tourists, or even the guides, so they recommend Paradise restaurant itself. One thing I would like to tell you, like, in some of the shops, like, they I found people charging, like, more than the mark price. Okay, so MRP price, like, they are charging above MRP price also. So overall, like, Hampi is a costlier place, and accommodation will range from 3,000 to, like, beyond 3,000. And food is, like, that is also, like, if you go for a simple any Chinese dishes, or, like, so you will definitely, like, 250. So that is the starting price. So this is about the accommodation, fooding, and lodging in Hampi. And, like, so the question comes, like, where can we stay? So it's better to stay at that Hampi road itself, so that, it will be easier for you to cover all the places in Hampi. So all the monuments, right, so those are in the radius of 5 kilometers only. So if you stay your hotel in Hampi road, so, like, so from there, like, you can easily cover and don't have to travel more much in order to cover all those places. Now let's discuss about the places to visit in Hampi. So there are many places to visit in Hampi. So I'm going to, list those places here. Okay, so those are some of the important places. So such as, you can visit Virupaksha temple, Sri Krishna temple, similarly Sri Lakshmi Narasimha temple. After that, like, underground Shiva temples, Queen's bathhouse, and then that river is there, that is Tungabhadra river. Similarly, we have the important one, Sri Vijay Vitala temple. So these are some of the and also, like, places. And also, like, you can go to this Matanga hills to see the sunset. So these are some of the places to visit. So now I'll tell you, like, how can you plan your visit. So if you have a personal vehicle, all good. But I would, like, if you do not have any personal vehicle, so you can hire a auto. So I'll tell you, like, so the full day, the auto guys will charge you around 400 to 500 rupees, and they will cover all the places that is there in Hampi. Apart from this, like, Hampi is not just about, going to the those monuments, temples, and just watching it and then come back. Instead, like, I would suggest, if you are going Hampi, then, like, if you know the history behind those monuments, it's all right. But I will recommend you to, hire like, guide. So the charges for guide is, like, for 4 hours they are going to charge you around 500 rupees. So that is the, like, official Karnataka travel guide. Okay, so, like, if you are going to Hampi, then I would suggest you must go with a guide. So after knowing, because they know all the history, and, once you get to know all the histories, you will, like, those monuments start feeling you very lively. And it will be worth hiring a travel guide in Hampi. So this is about, like, how the places to visit and how can you cover all the places. And if you travel hire a guide, like, he himself will guide you, like, what are the places needs to be visited step by step, one by one. Anyways, like, I'm going to say you share the itinerary. So if you are not hiring a guide, then this video will definitely help you. So we'll discuss about the itinerary soon. So now let's discuss about the itinerary. So day one itinerary for Hampi. So, like, you can leave Bangalore early in the morning. So maybe like if you start at 5 o'clock in the morning, definitely by in Hampi you will reach by 1 o'clock. After that, what you do is you check in into your hotel. So I'm talking about the day one. You checking in your hotel, take rest, have lunch. If your hotel provides lunch, that's well and good. Or else, as I told you, you can go to that Paradise restaurant, and there you can have the lunch. So they provide thali as well as like your separate item you can order as per your desire. After that you can like it will be, so after covering finishing your lunch, it will be definitely like it will be around 3 hours, 3 o'clock. At that time you can go to this Anjanadri hills. So so there is a temple on this hill which is the birthplace of Hanuman. So you can go there, and then so there are altogether 600 steps you have to climb. And then on top of that, like so they have like drinking water and all those facilities are there. So 600 steps, that is like that is not going to be easy. But once you reach there, I'm very sure like after for the sunset you can visit the temple, and then you can wait there for sunset and you can watch the sunset there, and then you can come back to the hotel. And like so like this day we can conclude the day one. You can have the dinner and then you can go to bed. So guys, let's just start with our day two itinerary. So as I told you, so first day of day two, we'll first go to Virupaksha temple. So as I told you, you should be hiring this local guide if you want to really understand the history behind it. But even if like I'll tell you the brief of Virupaksha temple. So this temple was like dedicated to Lord Shiva. So when Sati like jumped into that fire, and related to this story relates to Daksha Prajapati, and then like Shivji and Parvati, so which is called Pampa Devi. Okay, so in Karnataka we say Pampa Devi. So they were meditating, and then there was a Asur, and then what happened was Kamdev wanted, he came in order to like so that they get married, Shivji and Parvati, again in that temple. And after that like so that they can give birth, or later they gave birth to Kartikeya. And during that like many things happened. So if I start explaining, it will take much more time. So Kamdev disturbed Shivji, and then Shivji opened his third eye. After that like the Kamdev was dead. After that he was killed by Shivji, and then her wife started crying, and then there is a well also. So due to her crying, like the well got filled with water, and all those things are there. So basically there, that is the place where Parvati and Shivji, so they got married. So it's still like there is a marriage hall where still like people still marry in that marriage hall. Okay, so this is about the thing. And also there is a like Shivji's this statue. Okay, and that is completely built out of gold. And there is a diamond, that is blue diamond, that worth like 10,000 crore or like that in the current market. So that particular statue is like made public only for 3 days a year. So all these history things are there. So I was lucky the day where I visited, and the photograph is not allowed. That's why I want to be able to show you those things from inside. So this is about the like short story of Virupaksha temple. So whenever you are going for Virupaksha temple, many people miss that inverted image of Gopura that is formed with the like sunlight. So do not miss that. So once you are done with the Virupaksha temple, then you can go to like say Krishna temple and Lakshmi Narasimha temple. So those both these temples are nearby. So we do not offer any puja in both these temples because the idols were vandalized. So like as you know, like we do not worship to temples whose idols are vandalized. So this is the thing. But like the you can, that's why I told you like you need to have a guide. So I'll tell you. So the thing is like the see Lakshmi Narasimha temple, so that was like created by a businessman who used to business with do business with the Hampi, and I think he was from Andhra Pradesh. So he made so much of profits that out of that only he created this temple, see Lakshmi Narasimha temple. And the architecture, I mean, you might have not seen this kind of architecture. So it's a very nice ideal which he has created there, but it's vandalized. Okay, so I mean, we can't help on that. So similarly, Sri Krishna temple, it has a very good architecture. Definitely, like, if you go, you will love it. So this is about these two temples, and also it said that, like, the idol of that Sri Krishna temple, so that is moved to some museum to Chennai. I'm not exactly sure where is that, but that's what our guide told. So after visiting both these monuments, and then you can go for the Queen's Bath. So Queen's Bath and the, Lotus Mahal, and this Lotus Mahal which has towers. So Queen Bath is the place where Rani, used to come for bathing with her friends. Okay. And also, this Lotus Mahal where the Rani used to live. So whenever, the king used to go for fight for a month and two, at that time, the Rani used to stay in the Lotus Mahal. So, and it said, there were three watchtowers in the Lotus Mahal, and behind that Lotus Mahal there is, elephants stable. And so there are, if you will see, so there are, 11 elephant stables, because they are royal elephants, and that used to be, those elephants were used during this puja, Dasara puja and all. So that thing is there. So you can cover these places. um, After this, so it will be 1 o'clock definitely. So from this Lotus Mahal, Rani used to sit on the palki and go to the Queen's bathhouse. That's what our guide told. So, and also, if you go inside this Lotus Mahal, you'll see a lot of architectural thing, there is a Hawa Mahal also. In the sense, so they have created in a design, how our current present days coolers work. That's how they had created the walls. So, from inside the water will circulate, and whenever, there is a wind, and so you will they had created a house like a cooler. Okay. With that architecture, with that thing in the mind. So that was called, I mean, at that time, that also in 1500 CE. So overall, everything were vandalized, guys, and everything were looted. So, when the guide was explaining this to me, sometimes, I also felt very sad about these things, but I felt proud about this Vijayanagar Emperor. So that's, those things are history. And by the way, I am giving some links in my description or in the I button somewhere, in order for you to go through that history videos. Now that was explained by my guide itself, so that, I won't be able to explain those things here. So after that, you go for the lunch, and then once you are done with the lunch, then you can go for the main temple. So that is Vijaya Vittala temple. So this visiting this particular temple is going to take you around 3 hours. Yes, 3 hours. Because this temple, right? So while going, there is Ghoda Bazaar and all those things were there at that time. So the problem is, here you can't take your vehicle, because previously, due to this noise pollutions and all, the monuments were, they some of this, this, due to this pollution, it was affecting the monuments. So that's why, the vehicle is banned. So you have to, park your vehicle 1 kilometer or 1.5 kilometer before the temple. So there is a good parking space. So all the places, guys, there is a good parking space. You don't have to worry, you can park your vehicle there, and from there you can, take a ride from the electric vehicle. Okay. So they have, they say something like, one particular term they use. So you can use that. Okay. And then you can go to, to the temple. And so the cost for that particular electric vehicle up and down, so that will be around 40 rupees. Okay. So that is called as buggy. Okay. So the our guide used to tell it as buggy, and then you can use that buggy, and so you can go there, and then you can visit the temple. So there, if you'll see, so you might have heard about the musical pillars. So in this complex itself, there is a musical pillar. So in this musical pillar, they have some signs also, you can identify from which pillars which this, musical sound will come out. And the world famous, the Hampi chariot, which is there in the 50 rupees note. So that one also you can find it in this complex itself. and of course the Ghoda Bazaar. So guys, the architecture of this particular Sri Vijaya Vittala temple, it's very very great. The chariot, as you all know. So this is, so you can visit this. So this is going to take you around 2 to 3 hours. So after that, so these are and then so we have already done our this sunset on day one itself. After this, if you get some time, you can go to this river also, Tungabhadra river, that I discussed. You can go there. So there is this coracle ride also. So I'll provide the link, location where you can do the coracle ride in the description. So if you have time, so you can go there and have a coracle ride. So guys, this is about the day 2 itinerary for Hampi. So guys, this is about the trip plan to Hampi. Hope you like the video, and if yes, do subscribe to the channel and like the video, give a thumbs up, and share it with your friends. Hope this video was beneficial. Also, if you are going to Hampi, I'll suggest you, if you have hat, cap or umbrella, please take it along with you, because the temperature, that's, that's it will be very difficult if you are not carrying your umbrella or hat and all those things. But definitely, you can buy it from there, but if you have it, take it. So this was one of the tip, and the place is costlier, by the way, but for two people, we spent around 14,000 for 2 nights of a stay, along with the fooding and lodging, excluding this um, gas. Okay, so apart from fuel, this is the charges, this is the cost, this is the budget for visiting to Hampi. So this is all about the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching the video. Subscribe to the channel. I will come with another trip plan in my next video. So thanks for watching. Bye, take care.